Teachers get apples, HCC gets technical, and a museum walks like an Egyptian. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, July 1st edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. SMSD successfully wrapped up another school year, and the only thing remaining was to recognize those responsible for that success in an awards banquet. The end of this school year saw the return of an SMSD standard, the end-of-year awards for staff.
Today we had our annual Teacher of the Year and Staff Awards for Stafford Municipal School District for 2022. The awards assembly is something we do annually, and we've done since the day I got here as superintendent in 2014, where we personally go out and celebrate our staff members, our teachers. We award the Teacher of the Year, the District Rookie Teacher of the Year, the Transportation Supervisor of the Year, the Cafeteria Worker of the Year, to tell them how much we appreciate their service. Couple of years with the pandemic, it really asked us to do a whole lot of things that we were not used to doing. We're very used to doing our awards and activities in person and not necessarily doing them virtually, even though I'm a technology guy. That we did that's a little bit different from last year. We had a virtual awards assembly where we had done all of these different pre-recorded tape parts, and this year it felt kind of like a hybrid because we had some pre-recorded pieces, but then we had the main part of getting to have us in person and live and getting to talk to each other.
I'm not a play teacher or anything like that. I'm the real thing, and you are too. And even if you didn't get an award today, you have an award for me. And it almost kills me to say this because I really, really need you. I mean, I need you. The profession needs you. The kids need you. Because nobody else is fighting for them. Nobody. We have to put them first. I need you to know that no matter what you see or what you hear or something like that on the outside, I, Robert Bostic, care about you. Because if I don't have you, none of the school stuff happens.
For Spartan Spotlight, this is Randall Williams. The Stafford Youth Basketball Association is back stronger than ever after COVID, and John King joined the court to tell us about their recent clinic.
We are having our first annual Juneteenth celebration. It's a camp, a basketball camp. We're trying to keep the community engaged, keep our kids active during the summer, because if they don't have basketball or, any type of sports, what do they have? We want to make sure that our kids see what the potential can be, and it starts with fundamentals, and that's what we're teaching today, is fundamentals. And I mean, everyone saw, Steph Curry just win the championship, but I'm sure when he was 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, he was learning the basics as well. So that's what we're trying to teach them today.
If they're going to shoot free throws, you're going to have to line up.
It's important to learn fundamentals in the basic stages because learning fundamentals helps you just build and grow on that thereafter. So if they're learning how to dribble, how to shoot, how to pass the ball and assist, not to travel, things like that, that is what makes a good basketball player great. It's a really great opportunity. We're appreciative that we had so many kids come out today. And it's important that we continue doing these type of things, keeping the kids engaged, keeping them involved in something. A lot of kids, sometimes there's kids that are only child, or might not have a brother or might not have a sister, and it's just them. You can bring them together, and this is a very close-knit family organization. I'm just really looking forward to this upcoming season. We have a new logo this season, so we're trying to really rebrand ourselves and kind of get past COVID. And this is our first event that we're trying to do so, and I'm excited about the future.
Art for your bed, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
The future is here, bringing with it new dangers and new jobs. John King plugs into HCC's new facility to train new lines of defense.
Today we had the opening and the ribbon cutting of the new HCC Security Operating Center. This is a world-class Security Operating Center where students that are in our cybersecurity program that has the designation from National Security Administration and Office of Homeland Security get to train in real-world applications. We have simulated areas in that lab that they'll train on how to, an industrial control systems that could be hacked. Cybersecurity is national security. There's not a single individual organization or enterprise that is not at risk today to have a cyber attack. Whether it's us through our phones or our home security at home, we're so connected, right? You get on your car and you turn on your GPS, it already knows where you're going. Imagine a hacker knowing your habits and what they could do with that information if they know how to hack into your system. And the implications are much bigger for a water plant, or they're much bigger for a petrochemical organization, or for the medical center for that matter. So what we're teaching here is essential for the security of the nation and obviously for all other organizations that are here in our area.
The big push to get us there, because there's such a lack of talent right now, is we have to train the K through 12. And the community college plays that key role, and that's why we're so excited today, is because of that, is because we know that we have the most impact in our society. We bridge all walks of life, and the talent is needed across the US. It's not just, it's the world. It's everywhere.
Having the opportunity to partner strategically with Houston Community College is advantageous for us because we recognize how deeply we need to contribute to the upskilling of the existing workforce and bringing in new talent into the industry. So the partnership between industry and academia is incredibly important for us and hopefully for you as well.
The opportunity to work with community college has been fantastic. So with Houston Community College, we've delivered several hands-on training kits from varying skill levels, all the way to large displays that have an operating process control system. So we have water tanks, we have, you can see the water flowing through it, we have multiple programmable logic controllers, cutting edge technology on there, and students get hands-on ability to interact with the platforms. Some of the things they do, that they can do vulnerability assessments, they can do penetration testing, they learn about these hardware. So when they go out in industry, they recognize the stuff that is operating out there because they've touched it here.
This is the heart and soul of what we do. We do technical training to get folks into jobs that have viable income, are important to the community, important to business in the area, important to businesses that we can bring in from outside the state. This is the type of folks that these industries are looking for.
In today's world, no single organization can defend and protect against cybercrime. The FBI maintains a global workforce of cyber experts, working closely with a network of foreign law enforcement and intelligence agencies.
You know, we built this Security Operating Center not only thinking of our dual credit and our cybersecurity students, we built it also knowing that we have the largest medical center in the country, and that we're the home of the oil and gas industry. We know those organizations are at risk every day, and so they have individuals that work there that need to be upskilling, that need to reskill, and this Security Operating Center provides a platform, a location right here in Houston where they can bring their employees and we can do customized training for those organizations. Our corporate college division works with companies all the time to customize training, to upskill and reskill individuals, because technology changes every day, right? The hack that they had in the past, there's a new one coming up. And so the fact that we have the opportunity to reskill and upskill here for our employers is a tremendous asset for the city of Houston.
You probably have a quilt which was handed down in your family, ready to warm your bed. Did you know that was art? The Houston Center for Contemporary Craft lays out the case for that. The summer exhibition at the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft pays tribute to a familiar household item in Made to Last, the legacy of the Jubilee Quilt Circle.
This show was inspired by the Jubilee Quilt Circle, which is part of the Community Artists Collective located on 4101 San Jacinto Street. They're a collective that's been around for about 35 years, and they've supported so many local artists, but their quilt circle in particular has been the birthplace of so many beautiful works of art and many artists who are just very well connected and a perfect example of how art and community intersect. So the Jubilee Quilt Circle wasn't formalized till maybe about 20 years ago, and even in saying that formal, it's not the most formal organization. It really just is a group of people who get together and like to make quilts. So it's always been in existence, as quilting has always been a central part of craft when we talk about, you know, the South and African American craft traditions. So it's hard to say when it started, but it's been around for roughly 20 years.
So these aren't just for keeping people warm.
These are all that and then some. Some of these quilts actually have been used for that purpose. Some of them, you know, you can see that they've been pre-loved, they've been used on beds, but most of these were made to be fiber art. So some of these, like those made by Michelle Swain Barnes, were created for her children, so they were used by her children as they were growing up. And then there are also some that are using bedspreads and bed sheets from childhood, such as Nana Pam, which is by Sean Casey. And then there are also some, such as the Underground Railroad coloring book by Hassel-Dean Murray, that were specifically made as art pieces that could be used for storytelling and really made to just be hung and shown to the public. Quilting in particular is very established in terms of what patterns or quilt blocks are more widely recognized and practiced. So there are some that are made Like we have the double wedding ring style, such as Alta's wedding ring by Hasseldine Murray, that's more traditional. And then we have some that are just a little bit more out there, using like t-shirts and different scraps of fabric. So some follow the established quilting block traditions, while others just, it's all about the improvisation. I think it's important to note that a lot of these quilts were sewn by hand, while some were also sewn by others and finished by other members. And then some were quilted using, just your basic tabletop sewing machines, and others were using large quilting machines, such as the one at Community Artists Collective for the Quilt Circle. And those big quilting machines can be, maybe $50,000, $60,000. So it really just shows the variation and how these quilts really are an example of contemporary craft.
For Artbeat, this is Randall Williams. Discover Immaturity, next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
The influences of the civilization of ancient Egypt are hard to avoid, even in our modern world. Fernando Ramirez puts on his pith helmet for this expedition to Egypt.
We are in Expedition Egypt, which is our summer exhibit. It will be here until Labor Day, and it is our way of bringing Egypt to Sugarland. This exhibit is a really fun mix of education and interaction. So not only will the visitors learn about pyramids and mummifications and burial practices in Egypt, but they can also become junior archaeologists, dig in a little dig pit for Egyptian treasures, learn about hieroglyphics, or build their own pyramid.
Egypt was one of the longest reigning empires of the entire ancient world. It was kicked off by a guy named Khufu, who built the first of the Great Pyramids and extended for nearly 4,000 years, of course ending with Cleopatra. Egypt had tremendous chapters throughout its entire life, from the early days into the New Kingdom and then even into the Ptolemaic period. Egypt was just fascinating. So many of the first things within society were done by this culture. Sphinxes in Egyptian mythology were usually seen as guardian spirits. They usually came in pairs. As a matter of fact, if you've ever been to a big manor or institution and you've seen two lions flanking the sides of an entrance, this is actually a tradition carried over from Egypt. Egypt is famous for its massive pantheon of gods, from Ra to Horus to Osiris. However, Anubis is probably one of the most popular ones in modern media today, having the head of a jackal and the body of a man. Anubis was specifically the god of funerals. He is heavily referenced in the Book of the Dead, as well as a lot of funerary art pieces throughout ancient Egypt. It was his job to take the soul from the actual tomb, guide it along the River Nile, and eventually take it to the Hall of Osiris, where the famous weighing of the heart against a feather ceremony takes place. King Tutankhamun belonged to an extremely prestigious dynasty of Egypt, the 18th to be specific. This dynasty kicked off what we call the New Kingdom in Egypt, and it was one of the height points of wealth and influence for ancient Egypt. And it had some seriously A-list celebrities among it. Thutmose II, Hatshepsut, Amenhotep, all of these were members of the 18th dynasty.
So coming in here with your general admission ticket, you get access to our permanent exhibit halls, some of which have been updated perhaps since the last time you may have visited. We have added a salt mine experience in our salt exhibit. Our pollinator garden and bug zoo have grown. We have field trips here, we have summer camps. So it's very exciting because we have a lot of energy, great crowds, and a lot of fun.
Ancient Egypt can teach us so many lessons, but oftentimes with standard exhibits, it's mostly a looking experience. We hope to make that a little bit more real, to bring a little bit life back to a civilization that died many, many centuries ago. In this exhibit, you will get hands-on, you will find your treasure, you will answer your questions, you'll build your own pyramids. Hopefully, that can make the lessons of Egypt be a little bit more real to everybody.
Come down and join us, learn about mummies and pyramids, learn how to write your name in hieroglyphics, and go on an adventure with us. We promise you will love every moment traveling back in time.
Looking for a place to beat the heat with your kids? Fernando Ramirez has you covered as he gets immature at the Fort Bend Children's Discovery Center.
The Discovery Center offers tons of different things for a lot of families, for kids ranging from different ages. We have 5 interactive exhibits related to all sorts of different topics. We have exhibits that are related to STEM, which is the How Does It Work exhibit. And we also have exhibits that are related to financial literacy, which is our Kitropolis exhibit, which is a city for kids run by kids, where they actually get their own ATM cards and they get to spend all that money, but once they spend all that money, they have to get jobs like in real life. So there really is something for everyone at the Discovery Center, and it really caters to all to families with kids of all different ages. So at the Fort Bend Children's Discovery Center, we are inviting families to come out and celebrate an action-packed summer. Action-packed summer is an opportunity for kids to be the hero of their very own blockbuster. And so this summer, we're celebrating it with by inviting people to experience thematical movies and through events, workshops, special activities, and we're doing it with a dash of movie magic. So it's an opportunity to come every single week and experience a different theme. And within those themes, we have activities. Like, for example, this week we're celebrating our Summer Rush Wonder Week. So it's related to Sonic, and so we're celebrating Sonic by creating Sonic hats, exploring what rockets are. So it's tons of different activities that families and children will like. It is super exciting. The feedback from us reopening has been great. We're actually still operating at a reduced capacity, but all the safety measures are still there. Families have welcomed us back into the community. The response has been really, really great. We can see a continuous number of members coming in and enjoying everything that we have to offer, especially during this action-packed summer where we have events every Friday and Saturday. So the response has been ultimately very great, and we're super thrilled about it. So what you see behind me is the Amazingly Immature exhibit, and we opened this just a couple of months ago, and it's an exhibit that embraces your inner zany genius. Creativity and genius actually go hand in hand. So we partner with the Klutz books, and I know a lot of parents will remember this from their childhood. And Klutz books are those books that you remember as a little kid that had all these activities and experiments, and it was super interactive. Well, those books still exist to these days, so it plays on the nostalgia. And we've taken out some of the activities that were in those books and we made it into real life components that parents and children will participate and experience together. I just want to remind families that, the Fort Bend Children's Discovery Center is still open. We are here right around the corner from your houses. We're open 5 days a week, and this is a great place to beat the heat. I know gas prices are super expensive right now, so this is a great place to take a staycation. We offer something different every day. We are offering new things, but we're also offering things that they are familiar with. And they can experience something different with their kids, and they don't have to go anywhere else. They can just do it right here at the Fort Bend Children's Discovery Center.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.